Hey guys, Mike Cricket 113. How you doing? Uh, Making another video here. This is just my opinion. My opinion about the President Thomas FCC AM and FM radio. Really pleased to have it. It's an honor to have it here, and it's nice. It's nice seeing that the citizens band hobby is evolving. I think the most recent evolution we've had recently over the last 2 or 3 years now has been more operators out there, more people getting into the hobby. People say CB is dead. That's not true. That's not true, as we all know. I mean, you guys are researching radios and working on the band and making contacts, making new friends, starting up local groups, getting your friends involved, teaching your wives, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your husbands, whatever, your kids, how to use this free band, 11-meter citizens band radio that we're allowed to use. Anyway, so this is an evolution. This is from what I gather, one of the first AM FM radios allowed by the FCC in the United States. So this is the President Thomas FCC AM FM. Really cool radio, very small, very small. I was measuring it the other day. The length from like the front to the back there is about 7 inches. Has a heat sink. You know what? I'm really happy it has a heat sink. I know the President Taylor AM radio strictly with weatherband also has a heat sink, and I'm so glad you guys are doing that now. My McKinley that I have, actually I have two of them. Those puppies get hot when you are in QSO or rag chewing with your buddy for hours on end, back and forth, back and forth. Those puppies get nice and warm. Especially in the shack indoors in a cold environment, it's not going to really affect it too much, but I'm glad the heat sink is there. I talked to a gentleman last night or yesterday evening, I should say, into the night. We must have talked for about 4 hours straight on FM on channel 24, 27235, and it was awesome. It was awesome. It performed great, just the way it should. Now, this gentleman and I were about 6 miles apart, so he was coming in really well, and I think that is why FM is a great mode to use. If you have a friend, if you have a CB group, and you want to chat in the evenings or the day or whatever, and you want it a little private, because you know what? There are a lot of these radios that have been sold. The Thomases, they have sold a lot of units. But not everybody has it. Everybody's so used to AM, amplitude modulation, or sideband. That's what the norm is. That's what everybody's been using for the last 45 years now. But FM, frequency modulation, is new to us. It's new. I mean, the UK has been using it forever. You guys buy export radios, and FM has always been an option on there. And maybe you experimented with it, but you know what? Everybody in the herd is on AM and sideband. So FM is new. And there's nothing wrong with FM. It's just another mode of communication that we're allowed to use now. And that's great. It's great that it's legalized. And it's not just free banding now or whatever. So it's just another mode that we can use anywhere on the 40 channels here. Now, a buddy of mine, like last night, and I were talking. We all know that from channel 35 on sideband all the way up to channel 40 is really the sideband area, and we kind of avoid that with AM because we like to have a gentleman's agreement and kind of keep that for sideband. 38 being the local 27 385 is the local calling frequency on sideband. I know this is saying AM. But, and then on AM, we got our channel 28 up and coming Super Bowl. What do we call it? The Rose Bowl now? Up and coming Super Bowl. That's a great place to shoot some AM skip. And we all know that. Around my area, channel 24 here is considered the new FM FM spot, the calling frequency, kind of like channel 38 or maybe channel 6 on AM, the Super Bowl. 24 around my area in the Quad State is kind of designated as the FM calling area. And that's where me and my buddy were yesterday evening for like 4 hours talking about some stuff. So, it was perfect. It was perfect. And just like my previous video with my buddy Red Baron on 17 on FM frequency modulation, the audio quality on both ends was superb. And we didn't get any interruptions. We both had our automatic squelch on, which I have to tell you, automatic squelch, and I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass on this one over in President, but they really got this right. The automatic squelch is awesome. I've used it with my McKinleys and my President Taylor before, and you're driving down the road, and I know I'm going all over the place here, guys, but just bear with me. And you're going down the road, and you're picking up some. Your radio's picking up some power line noise, or maybe something from those LED traffic lights. It's with the automatic squelch on, it's not going to go through. It's not going to go through. It's only going to recognize somebody that's keying up and their voice. If their signal's strong enough, it will get through. So I really like the automatic squelch. So like I was saying, we were on FM, channel 24, 27235. We had our automatic squelches on. We had pretty much a private conversation. Now, mind you, it wasn't private. And why I say that, right now, FM is so new that not a lot of people have it. Maybe you have a couple friends that do, but maybe it's just you and your buddies until the rest of the world catches up. And, it will catch up. The rest of the world will, FM, if they're buying new radios, especially FCC approved 4-watt radios with AM, hopefully AM, FM, and sideband someday. Hi, Mr. President down there at President Electronics. We're looking forward to getting that McKinley down here into our stores and online to buy the McKinley version of the FM, AM, and sideband. We look forward to that. And maybe someday you could put a waterfall, or even if it's a waterfall or a fish finder, as I like to call it, on these radios. Like a base station would be really awesome. Everybody's been asking a long time for that. But anyway, again, I'm getting sidetracked. I really like the radio. The radio, like I said, is small. It's about 7 by 4 7/8 wide and about an inch and a half tall, give or take, maybe 5/8 tall. It's got your automatic squelch, your manual squelch. Now your channel changing, there's no knob here for channel changing. So there are these two buttons up and down. You can change your channels. Now there's a lot of other videos out there. You can watch how to use all the functions of this radio. This one's not it. I'm just telling you how I feel about the radio. And I know this is going to be a long one. We're already at 8 minutes. But you know what? If you want my opinion on this, then watch this video. So I really like it. There's a lot of pros I like about it. That there's talkback on there. The Roger beep is on there. The mode button for changing back to AM and FM is really easy. You can store your emergency channels. So if I do that, there's my channel 17. I took the channel 9 out of there because I don't really use it. I don't think anybody does unless you're south of the border. And I got channel 19 in there for my other emergency. And then it goes back to whatever channel you were on. You have Vox. I set the Vox up. It works all right with the microphone, but I really suggest you get the earpiece, and that would plug into the back of the radio. That works a lot better than just your standard microphone for Vox. So if you're rag chewing or you're driving a truck and you really can't be grabbing that microphone, get that earpiece and that extension in there and plug it in the back. Also have an extended speaker back there and a PA plug back there as well with your SO239 for your antenna. Really cool that they have the USB plug here for charging your cell phone, which everybody in their brother and redheaded stepchild has one now. So it's 5 volt 2.1 amps. So quick charging on your cell phone, which is really cool. I don't like that it doesn't have the SWR meter that the McKinley has internalized in the radio. This President Thomas does not have that. It also does not have weather band, which I think is very important. My Taylor has it, and so do the McKinleys. And the President Bill, I believe, have weather band. I'm not sure about the rest of their radios, but this one does not. So, yeah, those are my two qualms there. Those are my two qualms. And then the only other thing that, and I did read the manual, like I told Red Baron I had not, but I did read the manual and went through all the functions and things about the radio. You can change 7 colors, things like that. The one thing I'm finding, even after reading the manual and using this thing for about a total of 10 hours now, I keep going to the squelch knob here, and I keep going to it. Here, I'll turn that on. I keep going to it, thinking it's the knob to turn the radio on. I don't know why, even though it totally says right here that that's off, and there's on, and there's your volume knob. It's your on and off and your volume knob. That's what that knob is. And I keep thinking that's my channel changing, and I keep going here thinking this is the power, and it's not. So that's the one thing it's hard for me to get used to with other radios. You know, I'm so used to the basic format. But besides that, that's just something you got to learn. And, you know, every radio is a little different. And, you know, that's part of the fun. You know, you can still change your channels. And I was doing that a moment ago off camera here with your up and down on the microphone, which is great. I love that function with the radios. I really do. And especially when you're driving, it's just so easy. So having those two options, and also this does scan. Let's go over to AM because I know there's traffic out there. I mean there's people out there, but the scan function here, if you hold it, you'll get a decimal point at some point here. Come on, there we go. Get a decimal point in between the channel spacing, the number spacing in there, and it'll start scanning through. And it scans through and it pauses when it thinks it hears a signal or whatnot. You could be on automatic squelch or not, but you know, it's kind of slow. It's not as quick as the other radios I have that have scan function. But it will stop on a signal and hold it there for a while. As you can tell, it's picking something up. And I'm pretty fortunate. I mean, I know the skip is doing well today. But I'm pretty fortunate that we have a lot of operators in the area. So it's good to have a CB. Not only to make new friends on the radio out there, and if you want to get out of that scan, you just hit the PTT button, which would be your push-to-talk button to talk. So, yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting. So I recommend the radio if you're excited about getting into frequency modulation or FM and having AM and FM as an option. I think I would recommend it to you and your buddies. Buy 2. I mean, they are pretty reasonable, even though, like, with inflation and everything, you know, I've seen it online anywhere between like $95 to $106. I guess it depends on how many units that provider bought and what kind of deal they can get out of it. So reasonably priced. It's got a lot of bells and whistles on it. There's some on there I wish it had more of, but you know, you can't really get everything you want with a simple starting radio. You can't get everything, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more models to come with AM and FM and hopefully sideband and new features out there. So, but honestly, really good radio. I like it. I like how compact it is. It'll be easy to learn how to use, you know. Thank God they give you a beautiful manual with all your instructions, and it also comes in other languages. They also give you in the back, if I can find it for you here while I'm rambling on, and I bet you nobody's watching. If anybody's watching to the end, please make a comment and say that you watched it to the end. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, anyway, so in the back they give you, here we go, CB language, and let me pull this up a little higher for you can see. Little code words that everybody uses and fun little names of things, and they give you the definition. So that's really cool. That's like a little language dictionary there. They also give you the International Phonetic Alphabet, which is really cool. So if you're spelling something out to somebody, you can know how to say it properly, and a little bit of technical vocab.